So I went to the Milwaukee Tools Symposium, and you need to ask yourself a few questions. 1, why do I care? 2, what are the new tools coming out? 3, why are they not employing more people in the United States? And 4, why is the beak on my hat so extreme? Well, you're gonna have to watch to find out. Milwaukee invited me out to the Tool Symposium that they hold every year in Milwaukee. About 110 of us were invited, only about a dozen car guys. And it was my first one, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. I wasn't really sure how to go about it. I think I'm already late. There's people over there. I gotta go over there.
You're gonna see the world's first 1-inch high torque impact wrench.
Going in, I'm trying to tell myself, how would you guys want to see this? And how can I portray this so you guys find it interesting and whatever. Now, that's difficult to do because they had dozens of demonstrations on all the new tools, and they were very quick, very well organized. I can tell you that Milwaukee is very well set up. The place is spotless. Not once was there somebody standing around not knowing what to do, either one of the invitees or the employees of Milwaukee. Very, very organized. You guys know my tool reviews, and I try to say I'm not going to review a shiny new tool because I haven't used it. And so far, that's been working pretty good. We've tried this this 1/2-inch impact. If you remember that review, we took it to the scrapyard. I've been using this one on just about everything. I love this gun. Then they came out with a 3/4 version, and this one you can tell is a lot cleaner because I haven't had the chance to really try this one on something that I would use every day yet. Puts out 1,800 foot-pounds of torque, and it's only beaten by Milwaukee's new 1-inch gun that puts out over 2,000 foot-pounds of torque.
So this is your 1-inch, 1.5, 1 3/4-inch bolts. Currently, there's no solution in a cordless platform for something like this. With one key.
Great gun. Got to hold it in my hands and got to buzz a couple nuts into a block. But I'm thinking, it's a show. They wine and dine us. They get us in a good mood. Then they present us with all their tools, and you're in this rush, and I know that you guys don't want to see that.
Did you even make one hole today? Did you get anything done?
No, I did not, Ryan.
Walter's really costing me money right now. Because not only did Walter not complete...
If I was you guys watching the demonstration, I could find a dozen different ways of saying, well, that's not true and that's not right. They were using dull blades in the competitors. They were using bad batteries in the competitors. They were, it's manipulated. And I can't guarantee that they didn't. I tried my best to get them to switch blades, switch batteries, switch spots, try it myself. No, switch blades.
Okay.
Yeah.
A corded versus cordless option.
But honestly, you guys don't get the full feel of the tool until you get it in your hands.
The world's first 18-volt, 16-inch chainsaw. Woo!
Okay, so I did get to try a couple of the tools. I grabbed that chainsaw as quickly as I could. I used to do some chainsaw carving, and I wanted to see what an electric chainsaw would do, kind of compared against my 16-inch Husqvarna. It's a 136, I believe.
What do you think?
I love it. Nice balance and quick. Does everything that my 136cc Husqvarna would do, so
Great.
wow, beautiful. I went behind there to try and see the shavings coming off the back, and I do think the shavings were bigger from the Milwaukee than it was from that gas-powered one, kind of indicating that that blade was a bit sharper. Comparing a battery tool to a corded tool, I can definitely see that it's comparable, but to compare a battery against a gas-powered, I don't think we're quite there yet, even though that chainsaw was very impressive. Push down hard on it. I think it just cuts out if you push too hard. But that was hard ash, I believe they told us. It did very, very well. Now, I could see the perks of an electric chainsaw. When we did the pole barns, we always cut the top for the headers with a chainsaw. If you say you shouldn't do that, well, I did chainsaw carvings, made dozens and dozens of bears and dolphins and whatever, and I'll do one of those with the electric one when I get it. It's safe. As soon as you let go of it, it stops. The brake worked very well. And it also doesn't rattle. When you put it down, it's still idling. It doesn't move around. You're not constantly starting it and stopping it and whatever else. So I definitely see the perks of the electric chainsaw. A couple of the tools that aren't out yet that are coming out later this year is their Stubby impacts, and I'm very excited about those. They've got a new brushed motor inside that's a lot shorter than the original ones and has more winding. So somehow they were able to get 100 foot-pounds of torque out of a 1/4 inch impact, and I think 250 out of the 3/8 and 1/2 inch, which are the M12 ones. This has got the self-tap option, so it stops as soon as it senses a load difference, so it doesn't strip the tin. Beautiful. I wouldn't tell you guys to go buy tools if I didn't completely believe in all their products. So, oh, the truck fell out.
The most compact M18 drill that we've ever launched at Milwaukee Tools.
In 2008, we went out with a vision of getting rid of all cords.
These drills here, we open them up, we trace some of the numbers in their drills, so they're not allowed to say who makes this drill. It says DEW there, but it's not a cheap knockoff. It is a, what brand that is, but it's yellow. Starts with a D and ends with a Walt. It does nowhere near what this little guy will do. So I said, congratulations, you made a 1/4 inch impact gun that puts out 100 foot-pounds of torque. All you're gonna do is destroy every one of my sockets, snap off every head that I try to tighten or loosen. And he goes, huh, yeah, and then he followed me out and he gave me this little set. So they're already making 1/4 inch impact sockets to put up with the abuse that the 1/4 inch socket's able to put out. Really nice case, really nice layouts. Their modular tool storage was very impressive, very tough. They all latch together so you can roll them in and out if you're doing apartment buildings, stuff like that.
This is an example of a 2-piece fuel kit that I cut out this morning.
Do you have the foam inserts for the toolbox?
Pack out products.
And the toolbox.
Definitely something that we will work on.
You're gonna work on that.
Definitely.
Their lighting systems, they've got dozens of different light arrays. I tried to line them all up and see. They put them all in a concrete mixer with a bunch of rocks in there, super durable. They left them all on, they pulled them back out again. They've got battery powered ones, but rechargeable ones as well off of the M12s. Very, very impressed with their lighting systems. And overall, I can't wait for the stuff that they're coming out with. The stuff that hasn't been released yet is their new toolbox. I've been bugging Milwaukee for a new toolbox for a while, and I'm actually happy that they didn't send me the last one. Lots of reviews on those, very well built, very heavy, but the new one seems even heavier and has even more stuff on it than the old one didn't. You're working on an Audi, and you're pissed off. Slam the drawer as hard as you can.
Milwaukee carabiners, and these
look mad.
10, 50 to 35 pounds.
So, as soon as they have any of the automotive tools out, I'll try to get my hands on them and do a real review on them as soon as we get them in. We will be taking a couple construction tools in because I do like to dabble in a little bit of everything. So, but overall, very, very impressed with the layouts and the designs and what they're able to come out with this year and for next year as well. What I can tell you right now from going to the show is that they are very, very innovative. They're constantly trying to think of new ways to better help us guys in the trade. They're going right from the beginners who can't pay for expensive brushless tools. They still make their brush tools if you don't need the high impact or high resistance, if you're just doing a little bit around the house, they're still making tools for you. But they had a huge emphasis on making tools for the professional, and not just like carpenters or mechanics per se, but individual fields as well. Plumbers, electricians, linesmen, all of those trades had very specific tools that were designed for the specific trades, and they're listening to us. We got grain cleaning, scopes that are better than corded tools. You can see with the graph, that's the same load put on it. Crazy. A couple of times I said, oh, well, the cordless bandsaw, you can see me having a race against Dirt Monkey, Stan from Dirt Monkey.
We'll have 30 minutes at the end, we can come back then.
Let him do it real quick.
Seems kind
All
of
right.
sketchy that we're about to start.
Oh, yeah. Rich with Deboss Garage going up against the Dirt Monkey. Rich is running the Milwaukee's newest extreme metal cutting blade.
That's right.
Both brand new batteries, both brand new blades.
That's right.
Brand new. We made him change this to 3, 2, 1. See what? 3, 2, 1.
We were going head to head on the pipes, and first he beat me, and then I just decided to push harder, and I beat him. So how hard you can push. I pushed pretty hard. I jammed it up once. Did you jam it?
I twisted it.
You were weighing into that one a little bit.
That's the way when you know how Rich with Deboss Garage to show you up. That's how you cut a pipe.
The guy came up to me afterwards that was running the demonstration. He goes, what do you think of this tool? I said, well, great, but every stationary bandsaw that I've ever seen has a lubricator on it. Just a little tube with a hose that you point at the blade, and that will lengthen the life of the blade. He goes, oh, never thought of that. Went straight to his notebook, opened it up, and wrote it down. So as much as you guys think that those guys aren't listening, comment down below on the tools that you have, the tools that you want to see. USB chargers in the power packs for the clothes. Tools that are missing in your trade and in your void. And I guarantee you that Milwaukee is using you guys as like a focus group to say, okay, that's good and that's bad. I like this, but I don't like that.
So simple. That's nice. Something small like that. Yep. I mean, that's actually pretty smart.
I'm surprised. That's actually pretty smart. HEPA filter for your concrete drill. Very cool. Nice. Heated bibs. This is the 5 amp hour battery. The 3/4 came with 9 amp hour batteries, and they just released at the show a 12 amp hour battery. Now I'm very excited about that because the demonstrations that they showed us, basically the cordless tools are now in direct competition with the corded tools. Scale saws, table saw, chainsaw, and also impact guns. So they're definitely not inexpensive. We took a tour through the Milwaukee buildings and the shops and the engineering and that, and they took us to all the specific little things that they thought might interest us, and one of those was batteries. With the 12 amp battery, it would cut the entire skid of OSB 3/4, 2 full skids in half. Now you can get cheaper batteries on Amazon and eBay, and you have to be really careful because there's knockoff batteries on the market. They showed us the cells that they use.
Cells are capable of generating so much power out to the system. We actually had to re-engineer our power delivery system in the pack to get it all out to 150 plus products in the users.
So a big sale on 5 amp and 9 amp batteries coming up. Big sale. They're working one-on-one with the engineers saying this is what we want. They flew some of the engineers down into the shop and they were using the tools. They were using them in cold climates and hot climates.
So it means is we need to be able to work in all types of environments and conditions, including extreme cold. It operates down to -20F or -28C. So if you guys come back during hands-on rotation, I'm going to show you a live head-to-head demo where we have our super Sawzall versus a high-voltage competitor, and we're going to pull them out -20 and see what happens. Sound good?
Yep. I missed that demonstration because I was running around, but they're trying them out in real-world situations and working with top battery manufacturers to give you guys the best stuff. Now they did say that Samsung makes batteries for multiple tool companies. They said that's fine. By the time they share the information with the other manufacturers, Milwaukee's already on to the next one. Now, I can't tell you how awesome the 12 amp hour battery is. I don't have one. What I can tell you though is that the cordless tools that they started making 10 years ago still fit, those batteries still fit the new tools today, and the batteries from today will fit the tools that were made 10 years ago. I bought a scope 7, 8, 9 years ago. Those batteries fit all the ratchets that I just got 2 months ago. They're also expanding into blades. They're making their own skill saw blades and Sawzall blades, and they have new carbide teeth hole saws. Laser cut off of sheet stock. All seem to do very well in the demonstrations, but you want to trust my opinion that I'm using them and whether I like it or I don't, and I want to do that for you when those tools come in. Okay, so one of the questions that we've seen multiple times, and some pretty heated comments actually, is I won't buy Milwaukee because they're made offshore. Now, keep in mind that we took a tour through their factory and their design building, and they just finished that 5, 6, or 7 years ago, within the last 10 years, and they've already outgrown it. They're building another giant building across the road, and they already employ 1,500 people in Milwaukee. Now, 10, 15 years ago, that was 200 people. Now it's 1,500 people. It's a global company. They've got offices all over the world. But when it boils down to it, everything is made in Asia. There is no cost-effective way of printing a circuit board in North America, and even if you do, the chips and that all still come from Asia. Now, I can say that firsthand because I made the tape boss, the little voice recorder that attaches to tape measures. I had it made by a company in North America, or in Toronto here, and they still had the circuit boards printed in Asia. So I took a large order from the Toronto company. In the meantime, I was able to find somebody in Asia, skipping the middleman, and getting the exact same part made for about 12% of the cost of what it cost me to make them in Toronto. Even if the competitors are making the tools or assembling them in North America, parts are still being made and shipped over from Asia. That's all there is to it. You cannot have anything. That's just the way, the world we live in. Now, is it going to stay that way? I asked multiple different employees, how do I answer this question? They said, we're looking at it. We don't know what the future holds. We're reevaluating it. I got a corporate answer, but I know, and you know, deep down, that if I was able to buy this thing for $600, or if I was able to buy it with a stamp on the top, said made by Stan Smith in so-and-so USA, you wouldn't pay $1,200 for it if the same tool was beside it for $600. Not only does each tool have a circuit board in it to protect the batteries and overheating and whatever else, sometimes we just get too much into our tools and say, I don't care if it burns up and catches fire in my hands, I want to finish this hole, I want to finish this, I want to go home. Tool's going to say, I'm hot, I'm going to shut down, and I'm going to save your investment. If anybody's within range that has a one-key app and is within 300 feet of it, you can find it on Google Maps as to if it's on the other side of North America or if it's just misplaced on the other side of the job space. They're working on proximity so that if all the tools make it back into a trailer or a toolbox at the end of the day, it can sense, okay, I've got 30 tools, 2 of them are missing, these are the 2 tools, and you can actually home in on them with a hot-cold signal on your phone. What about the table side? If you're leaving for lunch, you can use your phone to shut it off so nobody uses your blade while you're gone. Deactivate it. Very cool with the one key. Again, protecting your investment. If you've got people walking off with your tools or stealing your tools, it's almost good enough just to buy it just for that. If you say, well, I've got tens of thousands of dollars invested into a competitor or yellow tools or orange tools, they actually sell the one key on its own, and you can attach it to whatever tool, truck, quad, boat you want, and you can track it with the app. I think currently there's 5 million users with one key, and they pretty well cover all of the United States. So regardless, every tool is going to have a circuit board that's more than likely going to be made in Asia. Does that make sense? That's about all I can say about the trip for now. I really want to thank Milwaukee for sending us out there. It was really cool meeting the other trades as well as the other mechanics. Got to meet Charles from Humble Mechanic, so we're going to be talking to him about a TDI, which TDI would be best to swap. Now that's always in the future. We don't have any direct ideas for a TDI swap. That Willie's Jeep would be pretty cool for that one. I met Eric the car guy, Dirt Monkey, Motor City Mechanic. All super nice guys. We got to check out the Harley Museum. Now I'm really happy I went. One, because I got to see all the new tools that were coming out, but overall it just gave me a real good confidence that Milwaukee is making good tools for us, and I believe as a brand as a whole, they're a good quality company. All right, the elephant in the room. Why is my beak on my hat so extreme? Well, one, I'm bald, so I always try to wear a hat, and I don't want to grab my nice hats all the time, so I grab my old hat. Now, so this hat is actually 16 or 17 years old. I bought this when I was single. It's seen me through every serious girlfriend. It's seen me through 2 great dogs, 1 shitty dog. It's seen me through my my entire marriage with my wife. It's been to Europe, States, Dominican, and I love this hat. I can't really get rid of it, but there is really no elasticity left in it. So the only way to keep this thing tight on my head is to keep putting a tighter beak on it. If you don't like my hat, too bad. If you have a flat beak, good for you. You're too lazy to put a curve on it. I like my hat, and now the answers are finally out there. I have a curved hat. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoy them. If there's a specific tool that you want me to review, you can just send it to me and we will review it for you. Otherwise, if I need it, I will buy it and then I will review it then. Thanks for watching, and seriously, I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Here we go.